filmmaker has a small independent film. They have maybe some foreign sales agent interest, but they weren't able to drum up domestic theatrical interest. They've gone the aggregator route. What would you say that they should do for the other markets? Would you recommend self-distribution like Vimeo or iTunes, or would you recommend...
I think your aggregator can do that for you.
Okay.
Not everybody can walk into iTunes and get a deal themselves.
Right.
iTunes can't have deals with
every film.
Every film, they just can't. So, Vimeo is a little bit of a different story. They have a function there where you can do certain things yourself.
Yeah. Like a rental or a download.
They have an interesting model. I won't get into the details, but I think that's something you could do yourself. But as far as an iTunes and Netflix and Amazon,
keep it all with the
cable
aggregator.
Cable satellite, VOD. I think you really need somebody doing that for you.
Right.
So hopefully that aggregator can do that.
And if they can't find a sales agent and they have found an aggregator, are there aggregators that will pretty much take anything, or is it becoming increasingly harder to get distribution for certain things?
Always hard to get distribution, even aggregation for a bad film.
Yeah, fair point.
Unless it has cast.
Got it. What other avenues are there for self-distribution besides Vimeo?
It's not as popular as it once was, but say 10 years ago, it was a big movement towards distribution in theatrical.
Like rent a system, like the way people are crowdfunding their own P&A.
Right.
Okay.
Right, that's one way to do it, yes. Company called Freestyle has been known mostly for being a rent-a-distributor.
Right.
Not entirely, but mostly.
Rent system.
Where you pay them a minimum number against some kind of fee, and they're essentially working for you or with you, and I'm just using them as an example. There are other people that do this. They're essentially working with you or for you, and you're making the decisions.
Got it.
You're putting up the P&A in order to get this right to do all this.
Right. And what does that number look like? Is it just different for every
P&A?
film? Yeah.
Every film.
But for a self-distribution P&A campaign.
It's hard to make much of a dent in the market for less than $253, $354, something like that.
Hundreds of thousands, guys.
Yeah.
They're like $450.
But if your film really has a shot, it may be $500, it may be $750, it may be $1 million, maybe more.
Yeah. So that market again is being squeezed, the self-distribution model.
I think it's not easy. You have additional risk. Okay. And you have that extra risk, as if you don't have enough risk in production. Now you're taking marketing and distribution risk.
Right.
And people I think are tired of doing all this risk. Doing that. So it's one way to go, but it's risky.
It's an uphill battle.
Yeah. That's basically answers it, I guess.
Like all of independent film.
Yeah.
And then on foreign distribution, I know, obviously there's a huge TV market, but when things are going, on the internet in foreign markets, how can filmmakers protect themselves from piracy?
Very, very good point. When you make your domestic deal, you must make sure that the internet-related endeavors such as iTunes, again, Netflix, Amazon are geo-blocked.
And tell us what that means.
To your territory. They can only do business in the territory you make a deal with them in. Otherwise, everything's out to the whole world. It can destroy your ability to make any foreign sales in that instance.
Right. If somebody in Japan can download your film on, Amazon
illegal.
or Netflix, right.
It has to be territory protected.
Right, which is called geo-blocking.
Yes.